My name is Carlos Durán. I am from Barcelona. I have a degree on art history. I opened my gallery 26 years ago, Galeria Senda, and a few years ago we started with some partners the project Loop in Barcelona. We decided to open Loop basically for one reason. We always thought that the way that video art is presented in regular fairs is not exactly appropriate for the media. The media deserves certain attention, certain attitude, and many times when you are competing with photographs, paintings, sculpture, or any other media that it's more direct and is less time consuming, video gets a position where it's not benefiting the media. So we thought what was the right way to promote and to present what people were doing in films, and that's why we started developing Loop. Loop is a combination of three different pillars, if you may say. Three. One is the festival that it spreads throughout the city. In the beginning, 15 years ago when we opened Loop, it was almost a sin, the fact of collaborating in the same project institutions like museums, public museums and private spaces. But Loop managed to join energies from different approaches and work for a common project, and that was promoting video art. So the festival happens in many places, many venues in the city. Depends on the years. They go from 100 to 75 venues that we somehow engage and empower so they can program video creation or film creations. And it goes from museums to galleries and to non-specific, specifically art spaces or venues, but that they connect with the people from the city. So it's a good way to approach or to make the art creation closer to the general public. Side by side to this, there is the fair, which is considered for us the professional meeting point where galleries, curators, artists, art historians, museum people get together, producers get together, and they work for their passion and their interests. And of course there is a third pillar. The third pillar is what we call the talks, which is, it's like the place where we discuss in every year the interests or the different matters that somehow matter to the media, or to the people working in the media. Going from production to distribution to archives to team working to anything that at the end has a common interest in the field. Okay, Loop it's a platform that actually is very open, but it's very curious what happens, because every year there is like let's say a natural selection. And the people that comes basically is people that really wants to be there, and they have fun and they have interest in dealing, working, talking about video. It's basically international. This is something that still amuses and impresses to all of us, and especially also to our sponsors and to the government, because there is a big crowd of international people attending this agenda gap, that every year they save those days to be in Barcelona. Okay, if you want to talk about collectors, of course, it's I would say the collector of video art is probably the most avant-garde. Of course, it's easier to collect painting, it's easier to collect any other media, but once you get into films, you need to be a little more sophisticated, Of course, in the beginning, we're all basically institutions and corporate collections and big foundations, but more and more you can see that basically any inspired collector has already included video in their program, because it would be so strange not to do it. I mean, most of the artists, or many of the artists, are actually working in this media, even if it's not exclusively. They, it's let's say it's 20th and 21st century natural way of expressing the image and the movie, and we are all a generation son of the TV, of the movies. Our culture is based on that, so it's basically talks more direct to the audience than many other traditional fields. To buy video, it's really the prices is still something so huge. I mean, you can find extremely good pieces for almost no money, like really, really inexpensive pieces, and of course, big productions from big artists. They reach very high prices. Again, the prices, I don't think is the issue at the end. I mean, it's more complicated to do to get the intention to go to that and include the video in your collection and know how to display it and how to save it and how to preserve it and so on. So the price, once you are in, I think there is a big offer for a still very, very reasonable price. Okay, look, works in different ways. I mean, the festival, of course, has each space or each venue or each museum has their own policies and their interests, and they do whatever they want, of course. Wouldn't be logical to be different. And the fair, it's a fair only by invitation. We have 4 collectors who are very informed, and they spend many hours through the year in watching and following the path and following the new tendencies. And those are the people who actually invite the galleries to present a piece, just one piece, one single piece. I mean, we all understand that video is very time-based and time-consuming. So in the beginning, we were open to show several pieces, but we decided to squeeze it and to focus the interest in just one piece, because the most important thing is out of that piece, that presentation, actually to create a real relation and a way of, an open communication with the audience, whether if it's a collector, a client, whether if it's a curator. The important thing is that the gallery, the artists get to have the opportunity to talk and to build a new opportunity out of being in Barcelona. It's not expensive at all. The prices it's less than 4,500 euros, and we provide everything. If you are invited to participate, actually you could come with the data, whether if it's a disc or a DVD or something. The rest is provided by the organization. So we have rooms, and the room is already placed with either monitors or beamers, and it's very easy. I mean, we want the people that actually come to have a nice experience, everyone, starting from the galleries. Every year we do a survey after the loop, both in galleries, visitors, people in the festival, and try to imagine what would be next. More and more we see that every year Loop gets more sophisticated, the pieces evolve, there is higher quality, artists are working with better means and better quality projects, and the selection is being harder for the committee, but I don't think we are at the stage of changing the actual presentation. We've been invited to consider taking them to a museum space, to a wider, like more biennial or museum presentation. But it's so important, the connection between people. And as you know, we organize the presentations inside of hotel rooms. Why is that? The hotel has everything that you need, but it's, has electricity, has darkness, has everything, and at the same time, it's an intimate space. It's amazing how easy it is to talk to someone, even if it's the most serious collector, the most influential curator, but when you sit them next to you in your room, becomes a complicity that it's totally impossible in another context. So I don't think we could change places, we could change sizes or the gap in the agenda, but the format, I think this is the format. This is it.